Good evening. So I came across an article on HuffPost. It's titled "This Rapper is More Political Dangerous Than Kanye West." They're talking about a rapper by the name of Killer Mike. His name is Michael Santiago Rendor. He's half of the political rap group Run the Jewels. I think he actually spoke with and sponsored or was for Bernie Sanders when he ran. Um, So we all know about Kanye West, his reckless comments he's made. The most recent one is he wants to death con the Jews. Um, a lot of people around me don't seem to understand the dangerousness of it. It's not my fight. But I recognize that this is an era of inflammatory language needs to stop. And it kind of proves that even though Trump's not really in the driving seat no more, like the car is still going. Like the car didn't stop when the police pulled him out the car. You know what I mean? And that when he gets ready to get back in office, like the car will be waiting, running with the door open. Like that's whether it's Kanye West sitting in the car or whoever else, like it's still out there causing havoc and chaos and mayhem. Now, I'm very clear about this. I don't have a problem with people being conservative. I'm a conservative. I was a conservative for many years, libertarian. I believed in less government. I believe government, gets in the way, and I believed in the goodness of people. People would do what's right for their people and for their communities. No longer believe that. COVID showed me that there are some issues that are so great, and that we live in a sophisticated society in which we can't wait on anti-intellectualism and populism to solve serious problems. There are some issues that are it is necessary to have what I call technocracy, ruled by the experts on some issues. When a man, damn subject. Um, Kanye West to me is not a real conservative. I don't think he's will. When he went to the White House Oval Office and he spoke with Trump and he was hugging him up and I love you for this, and one of the reporters caught him and was like, actually Trump was against this. What you talking about? And Kanye was like, oh, I don't know if he was embarrassed. I never forgot that. See, that's the real danger here is folks who are not political, who just like Trump's energy. And that's what I saw with Kanye is that, you like Trump because of what he represents, which is like, spit in the face of the intellectual, the effete intellectual. And like, we just solved the problem by like, basically like, cut all the taxes and this big talking, big step in BS that Tillerson said he never read any of the briefings. He couldn't hardly read. They had to have briefings where they had pictures. I mean, this is what they wanted. This is what they're talking about. You're not talking about big stepping, big talking cowboys here. You're talking about someone with the mindset of a kindergartner, a first grader, a person with a short attention span. You're talking about a person that's just not very intelligent, and he uses fascism to mask that. We're hearing about his perceived friendship or connection with the leader in North Korea. So I'm talking about. He supported fascism. He supported people not recognizing that these are bad people who he shouldn't be aligned with because they do bad things. He likes them because they can do things he couldn't do right now. Staying on the subject. So Kanye making comments in regards to, I think he said the DL Hughley, I could get you heard, and other comments he made about that Pete guy. I mean, some of his comments, they were really reckless. I have family that believes that because he has all this money that he should get an out. And I think that if you make money like this, and I think that if you are blessed to get in a position of power, you've got to live up to that. Kanye is not living up to anything. I look at Tyler Perry, I look at Brian Allen. These are, brilliant, humble, very intelligent, poised black men who are worthy of the money they have and who are very clear about racism and acknowledging that, I'm black. I may be rich, but, I'm still black. And not this idea that my money puts me in a separate class. I think Tyler Perry, on subject, I don't have a problem with a black conservative. I have a problem with a person that's mentally ill, who's propped up by white supremacy, and that is given a platform, white supremacy, because he's willing to say the things that many black people wouldn't, or many people around the black community wouldn't say. And he's willing to report known lies. I don't know the difference in Killer Mike's platform and Kanye's. I don't know how many more people listen to Kanye than Killer Mike. I don't know their money. I'm pretty sure Kanye's got way more money, way more fans. I don't really know much about Killer Mike. I call him Mike over there. Other than he spoke with Mr. Farrakhan and him his dealings with Bernie Sanders, but I don't know much about him other than this. I will say him speaking with Herschel Walker and all that is bad. I don't think he said anything about them, like to promote them. I'm saying this because I'm hearing black people in the sphere out here talking about how this is dangerous. I think that Ike Rendor is taking the role of Steve Harvey meeting with Trump in the Oval Office. He's taking the role of Sammy Davis Jr. meet with Nixon. He's taking the role of a black man, recognizing that black people have no power in this country. Not really. And we especially didn't in the 60s and the 70s and all that. We don't have any political power. We don't have any money. We have no means. And that we've got to go talk to the power base, because it's not about politics, it's about representation. And I understand as I get older, I get that. I think that I don't know what they talked about, so I don't really want to, make a determination on that. I think that, in both cases, Sammy Davis Jr. said that Nixon made him promises that he himself couldn't promise. It's like a judge promise. You can't promise that. Some of the things he gave to him, and he was upset about that. I think that we've got to understand a black male conservative in Georgia too. That there's people in Georgia who might be Democrats and might even vote for Obama both times, and they're not for necessarily all the social things that I'm for, and that's fine, and we have to be okay with that. Brian Kemp's stuff with the voting, where black people had to sitting out there in line for 12 hours, and other things that have been done to disenfranchise the black vote. Of course, they are problematic, no doubt, no question. But I think that you have to look at things differently in his view. That every liberal is not like Sam Cedar. Every liberal is not like some guy in New York City with his pinky up when he drinks tea. I think that we have to have an understanding that for black conservatives in the South, like, they're for blacks. They're for things that benefit, or what they think benefits the black community. Not gay people, not trans, not migrants, not climate change, not anything. I think that we've got to understand that if we got to look at this in the proper concept. I think that Killer Mike is someone that I'd be willing to have a conversation with. He's got a black bank. He spoke about Black Wall Street several times. He's done a commercial talking about his black bank. I think that he's done more. Whereas Kanye is just a black guy that was a rapper and like this, Kanye is, or his image is the image of something that it doesn't exist anymore. And he's something else. He's not The Life of Pablo. He's not College Dropout. He's not any of that stuff anymore. He's something, and I think you have to understand that if you are to look at him critically in this moment. He's a person that has pretty much chosen what side he's on, and that side is white supremacy. His White Lives Matter stuff. I mean, so much what Kanye does, it's more like he's virtue signaling to the right than he is actually like promoting anything. Like it's more, it really is more like he's whitewashing. Like he's honorary white than it is any specific points. This Jew stuff is nasty and it's pernicious, but there's no substance to that. It's dangerous. And to see white men in California, putting down banners from highway overpass and white supremacy and congratulating him is what I'm talking about. That it's dangerous and it gives a platform to people who already are racist, homophobic, anti-Semitic. He's giving a platform to them. And I can't understand why a black man would use his power, limited as it may be, to say things like this. I get the religious stuff, the Christian stuff, I get that. And a part of me feels like that when he was talking before, and when we took the Trump hat off and all that, that's because he had his wife. And I feel like now, the fact that like his wife is gone and she's really gone, like he's not getting her back, like you're looking at full, unadulterated, concentrated Kanye. You're not looking at like this, like 10% diluted Kanye. You're getting 110, you're getting 100% dose. And it knocks you on your behind the first sip. And he doesn't have anything to lose. That makes sense? He doesn't have anything to lose. So he's I think he's been this way for a while. The Jew stuff. And he's been this way for a while. I don't think Killer Mike would go on Twitter and threaten people. I don't think Killer Mike would go on Twitter and he met with Farrakhan, so I'm pretty sure it's like Jewish people. I mean, I'm pretty sure he has some pretty interesting ideas about the black community and the people that have controlled us and controlled our community for a long time. I'm sure he has some pretty inflammatory comments, but I'm pretty sure he wouldn't go on Twitter and make statements like Kanye has. So I have to say, I don't know where I stand on this. I don't know the right opinion to have on this, other than to say that he has his opinions. Once again, I have a problem with a black conservative. My problem is with a mentally ill person who will say anything and promote any crazy ideological nonsense, white supremacy, with no regrets, with no doubts, because he doesn't care. I think that Killer Mike cares about the black community, and I think that he's just, we may not understand. I mean, I don't agree with anything about Herschel Walker. I would always question that Herschel Walker is an idiot. I don't know what they talked about. I don't know the entire substance of the discussion. I don't know if he was promised anything. I don't know. And I understand that maybe we've changed, that like we've become more polarized to where like since that interview, you got Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about they want to kill Republicans because some mentally ill people doing stuff out in the Midwest, some crazy mentally ill people, and one of them was a Republican, and Republicans have stepped away from her. These kind of comments lead us to believe the Republican Party is just a cult. Biden's comments saying that they're not a political party anymore, which I agree with. I think that we've changed and we acknowledge that they're not a political party. For him being rich and having money, maybe he thinks this is the right way to go. To, go out there and humanize the villain. To shake hands with the devil. I wouldn't do it, but I understand it. Thanks for listening.